Once again, we've got another week of the Chris Show. You know, everybody, it's just Chris's world, and we're all just living in it. I just, like, it's just so frustrating to watch this man. It's so frustrating. Like, one of the first things he says this episode is, I'm trying not to quit right now. As in, you know, there's other times that I was totally trying to quit, but now's not. And it's like, okay, Chris, okay, like, we get it. You're a loser. You don't want anything to do with this. You just came on here to get exposure for yourself, to brag about buying Mercedes and Mercedes, and to get to sleep with somebody for a couple times. Ridiculous. This episode for Chris and Paige was all over the place. You know, we had the sit down between Paige, Haley, and Brianna where they conveniently skipped over the part where Paige was like, oh yeah, hey, I'm back together with Chris now. Like, I wanted to see that conversation. I wanted to see the look on Brianna's face when Paige said that. Like, that would have been a real highlight of the episode for me, and I feel disappointed that we didn't get to see it. Listening to Paige explaining that, you know, maybe that she was in love with the idea of marriage and not in love with the person she's married to was absolutely infuriating, because like you just wanted to scream at the TV like, yes, Paige, yes, that's exactly what's happening. That is exactly what's happened. Now that you're aware of it, just leave the guy. But no, she's still oblivious to all that and still wants to give things another shot. Then we finally get to Paige and Chris hanging out. And all of a sudden, Chris has run out of other options with other women. So suddenly he's once again attracted to Paige. We'll see how long this lasts, you know, if maybe there's a road bump of some sort in Chris's future, or somebody doesn't agree with him, things are going to turn south quickly, of course. We were sitting there watching this time with Paige and Chris, and my wife, who is very much a non-violent person, just leaned over to me and just said, I just want to smack his face. And like I had to pause the show and have a laugh, because like she's like the least violent person I know, and this man has infuriated her to a point of violence through the TV. Like that's how bad this man is. Like, nobody else on the show is eliciting those sorts of reactions from my wife. No one in the history of the show has elicited that kind of reaction. And here we are with Chris, where all of a sudden my wife wants to smack somebody in the face. You know, I would like to see that. I think that might wisen Chris up a little bit. But anyways, let's get back to the Chris Show. Because why would we talk about people other than Chris on the Chris Show? I thought it was very interesting watching Chris try to flip the script on Paige over the lack of communication. Like last week, it was very clear that Chris was straight up ghosting Paige. And now Paige doesn't return one of Chris's phone calls. And Paige was like, well, if it was important, you would have sent me a text. And he's, oh, I'm not texting kind of guy. I'm going to have a conversation kind of guy. Just absurd. I apologize for that. That was ridiculous what I just did. And then when the conversation doesn't go his way, you know, he just immediately turns into pouty baby. We have pouty baby Chris that goes from, at the start of their time together, saying that he's attracted to Paige and is totally turning to a new chapter of this relationship, and all of a sudden he has no connection. And it's like, buddy, you had something not go your way. You had a woman in your life who decided that she wasn't going to do every single thing that you said, and all of a sudden you're not happy. That's not how life goes. You don't just get your way all the time, Chris, as much as you want it to. I just, I want to fly down to Atlanta. I want to see my wife smack him in the face. So, maybe when COVID's over and the borders open up and I can go to the States, then maybe me and my wife will go down to Atlanta. We'll find him and I'm going to let her smack him in the face. I think it would be worth it. I think it absolutely would be worth it. So what we've learned about Pouty Baby Chris this season, he's a loser. He is an absolute loser. Anyone who is a friend of his associated with him and has seen this show now, I hope they cut ties with him. The best thing to happen to Pastor Dwight was Chris saying that he wanted nothing to do with him anymore. Pastor Dwight, your life got better because of that. Paige, you are now free of this man. Do not give him any more chances. There's no more excuses. You cannot give him another chance. This is not God's plan. This is your life, Paige. Take control of it, move on, and leave this loser in behind. If Chris hadn't turned the way he did, we all know Paige would have kept things going. So I'm glad that they're done now. But really, are they actually done? Is any of us sitting there watching tonight thinking like, oh yeah, they're definitely done for sure, 100% this time? I don't quite believe it. I think that we'll see Chris and Paige back for another failed attempt of some sort before the end of the season. So that's going to wrap things up. Hopefully that's the end of the Chris show. I want to focus on these other four couples. I want to talk about these other four couples, and as long as Chris is there, it stifles and blocks those conversations. So time for him to hit the road, get off our TV screens, and get out of our lives forever. So that's going to wrap things up for the Chris show for this week. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you later.